Hi guys, it's Shanny. What up? What up, Shanny with Healing Elements, and I'm gonna try to film this, and I am inspired and I'm gonna shout them out straight away. I was inspired by a fellow Pisces, Elise. Gratitude and true inspirational, vibes were felt from you. I definitely think that there is such a beauty when people, for all the right reasons, empower other people to speak their truth or to do whatever it is that they empower them to do. And so Elise is coming on the Healing Elements channel. I probably will post this after you see her on my channel. She's coming on to do the 21. You'll see me twiddle my hair because that's what I do when I get a little bit, nervous or just have intrepidation or whatever. So I am practicing what we're speaking about. I'm having Elise on. She's a wonderful, beautiful fellow Pisces soul. And we're speaking about, she's going to talk to us about her experience with vulnerability, being vulnerable, how that's helped her or hindered her, how she has implicated, vulnerability in this mainstay to heal, and how she is incorporating everything that has to do with being vulnerable emotionally into shadow work and the process that we're all going through right now, have been going through. Like, just by the day, a lot of people are waking up, and that is not like, oh, the woke squad. This is truly coming into understanding there is something bigger than our body. It is a eternal soul that we have within, and it is expanding our consciousness, period. And so, thank you, Elise, for giving me the power to, or empowering me to, speak the whole truth, the truth, and nothing but the truth. And of course, with the things that I feel is appropriate on a public channel. This is really serious, though. It affected my entire life, and I think that I said I would get some cards out and kind of shuffle them while I talk. That centers me a little bit. And so I am going to I've definitely explained my experience when I was 19 years old on my channel lots of times before. I've talked about it. I did a Shanny Testifies about 2 years ago about when I was 19 and with one of my best friends and my aunt and uncle. And we saw for a long period of time, very up close and personal, driving for a long period of time, I would say like 5 to 10 minutes, a unidentified flying object that was as big as a coliseum or a mountain. It was humongous. It was, gray in color, or silver, but gray because it was muted. Looked like it was in between a silver and a rock, like a granite. Had no doors, no windows. It was humongous and was still posted, floating in the air. It had 3 white lights on the top of it that weren't attached. Lights of their own. We couldn't see anybody that was attached. These lights were absolutely so bright, but you can look at them without the little circle getting into your eye, like this little guy over here is giving me already. So it was very silent as well. Not one single noise, no windows, no doors, nothing. So I've spoke on that, and then I did say a couple times that I'm getting ready to do a video. Well, been getting ready to do a video, and I do hesitate every time I go to post or film. Actually, just film. This is the first time I've done it, so we'll see how it comes out if I'm going to post it. I've tried to film, I'm sorry. I have tried to get around to filming the second part of it, which is 20 years later when I went through an accelerated period of my spiritual awakening. I mean, just everything hit me. I mean, you name it. Synchronicities with numbers, wondering what everything from astro travel was, and if, what these clairvoyant, very clear things were, and, precognitive dreams every week, and Googling what a twin flame is in a karmic relationship, right? So when that happened, that was 20 years after, I was about 40, 20 years after I had, 39, I had seen this unidentified flying object, and definitely always been intrigued, thought about it every day of my life. What could be, in there? Did we, go up and meet anybody, right? And so a big part of my curiosity of that, and I never explored it until my spiritual awakening accelerated in the year 2017. It started a little bit like in 2000, into 2015, definitely 2016. 2017, it was Dark Nights of the Soul. It was really coming to a crescendo in which I had to break down to break through, but that's another story. The thing was that kept us curious, all of us, and we were all, at the time we were all sober and we were all different kind of people. I was a Pisces, Virgo to my right in the car in the back seat. My uncle is a Cancer, my aunt is a Gemini. So in any case, we were petrified. I was supposed to stay there for the summer in Colorado from California, and I called like a whiner and asked my dad if he could fly me and Jessica back right away, because I was petrified that I would pay him back, and that's what happened. I couldn't stay there because it was real. And I was at the time not, I was letting fear get the best of me and assuming that this was, detrimental, and I was making, all the programmed, maybe Christian beliefs that I had not make sense. And it was kind of a little mini existential crisis, right? So I kind of definitely had it as a memory, as a story that I would tell every once in a while, but I did not do anything with it because of this fact. We had supposed to have taken 4 hours, I believe, something like that, to get from the airport to the house. Well, we arrived much earlier, like an hour and 45 minutes earlier on the clock. We even called, there's this old number you can call Popcorn and see what time it is. And you dial POPCOR, and that's how old it is. And we all were astonished. So we made up time. We didn't lose time. We seemed to gain time, or just, and my uncle was a truck driver, so he calculated 1,000,000 times over if maybe he was so scared after that he went 100-some miles per hour. Nope. So that always made me wonder, were we abducted? Did we meet any extraterrestrials? Did we meet any non-Earth biological beings? And so I never explored it until spiritual awakening hit 2016, when, created healing elements, bought my first, deck of tarot cards and really got serious about it, gave my first reading, etc. And then what happened was I met a fabulous person, and we tried to, for the first time that I had ever engaged, I didn't think it was going to work, tried to do regressive regressive therapy, to see if there was a missing memory that night that we saw that. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And to me, it's more real than anything. This is absolutely, to me and my truth. It's not imagination, and I don't expect anyone to believe my truth, but rest assured, if this happened to you, you of sound mind, I'm sober, I'm of sound mind right now, I absolutely experienced it, not imagined or dreamed. So, and there's a couple of things where, for me, I'm a rational person, so I even had to dissect it and see if there were any possibilities that I could be making it up. But there were things that really solidified the fact that it couldn't be, because I had always, of course, in the media and in movies and people's testimonies, I had always, at least at that point, thought that if you were going to meet an extraterrestrial, they were going to be looking like the quintessential little, the short gray aliens with the enlarged head and the big black eyes, right? I thought that that's what it was going to be. So if I was going to imagine anything that I would see, I'm assuming it would be that, or something else, maybe from a movie, something like that. So I was astonished. It was scary the first time. I had to go 3 times to get it to where I was not letting fear stop me, because the first time terrified me because it was so real. I went through the hypnosis, and then when I walked through the door to get into your memory, it astonished me, because there I was, and it blinked on like you were turning on a TV set, and it just was something that I could not construct. The elements that were present, I could not make it up. The beings that I met during my hypnosis therapy, the memory I recalled was 3 beautiful angels. They looked like angelic light beings. They were huge. They were tall, like 10 to 12 feet tall. I don't know how to estimate. I was not intimidated at all. They were just glorious. And the thing is, in this memory, I almost want to say, it sounds like when I hear people have near-death experiences talk about they met some light being, an ancestor, didn't know them, but they felt this kinship of, I know you. That's how it was. I was like full of love. I could tell that these were absolutely benevolent beings. These were beings filled with light and love and telepathically communicating because we didn't talk. And the thing is, it was odd. All four of us were there. It was my uncle, my aunt, then me, and then Jessica, my friend, and this huge circular table, right? And across from the table, there were three beautiful light beings. They were like glowing blue and iridescent rainbow, not rainbow, but like a dragonfly's wing looks like in the sun when it's wet, right? It's just that very, very subtle, translucent iridescence. Beautiful. And gosh, I always try to, in my own mind, say, what were their genders? But it's like, honestly, they both looked equally beautiful as like genderless. I often think maybe angels are genderless. I know that they assign, like Archangel Michael and Uriel, genders, but this was a feeling of, I mean, maybe the one in the middle was like more masculine energy and the two were divine feminine, but it was absolutely profound, the comfort level. So that is one thing that proved to me that I think, I mean, I know now, I know my truth is, that is absolute happening, a true experience that happened to me. But I really have to say that the thing that solidified it to me is that first of all, if I would have ever imagined getting abducted, I would not think I would feel safe. I would not have thought that extraterrestrials can look like what someone would describe as an angel. Very, very human-like, but light, like a silhouette, and very tall, and almost not Caucasian, but Nordic. Like, I don't know if it was just like their long gowns, because they had the quintessential, when I channel spirit, they're always in these white togas. It's like a gown, or like a Roman, or it looks like a, linen type of, back in the day, not prehistoric, but, BC type of, just that toga. There you go. It looks like a toga. And I mean for everyone. Sometimes, of course, spirits who cross over, I will see them in something specific, which is neat. I think that's for me to recognize, pick up on something. But absolutely astonished when I was hypnotized and had a memory. It was a memory come up, and these three beings, my uncle, my aunt, myself, and Jessica, were sitting on a huge circular table across from three beautiful beings. I was feeling like this was a family reunion. I was feeling like this was a glorious time. I was almost brought to joyous tears. I was so happy and loving in that moment, in that memory. I was loving that I was there, and I was happy and animated. And this is the thing. My aunt, my uncle, and Jessica, when I looked to the left and looked to the right to check them out in my memory, they were like the Mona Lisa smile. That's what I said to Elise. They're like this, right? And they looked dazed and confused. They looked like maybe what would happen when the Men in Black movie, when they erase your memory or something, and you're just kind of like deer in the headlights. That is what they looked like. They were not coherent, and I even remember in the memory. I don't know how it works, because I do not the power of this woman to put me under. I don't know how it works in a therapy session or hypnosis, but I feel like at that time I was going, in the memory, I feel like, but I was there too in the memory, and I was going, hello, can you hear me? Are you there? Are you okay? Right? And they were okay. They looked content. They looked peaceful, but they weren't there. They were sleeping, for lack of better terms, with their eyes. They were just relaxed. They were sedated. There we go. And so I need to pursue, now that I'm ready, and I've gone through a lot since then, I am ready to process and bring it on. Like, I want to get more regressive therapy. I'm just now going to go through with it, because I've been doing some self-guided meditations on past lives, and that's been astonishing. It's another video. But the, experience with the hypnosis is that the whole entire thing was that I just described. I walk into the door of the memory, and here I am in this room, silver gray with nothing but lights is actually maybe like under lights, like the carve under the grill or something, and it kind of just illuminates and you don't know where it's coming from necessarily, right? That is how it is. Everything was lit up blue, and they themselves came in through an opening. It seemed like a door. 3 of them all together. It's kind of seeming to me in the, many times I remember they glide or float toward, but they did have silhouettes for sure of a very human-like body, but 10 to 12 feet tall, ginormous. And I don't know if it was wings, but I believe it was just their cape or long hair is what I was trying to say. That's why I say Nordic. And so they came in through the door, and I remember I came in, or I was just brought into the memory, and I'm all of a sudden sitting down. And again, I glance to the left and the right to check on my aunt, uncle, Jessica. I see that they're sedated or just contently just not there. And then I feel overwhelmed with excitement and happiness and like, hey, you, there you are, or something to that effect. For a while, I would tell my kids, and my husband would tell the story before I got the hypnosis, that I wonder if that was me, us from the future, our ancestors or something, because I just couldn't figure it out. So this definitely is, that could be the case, but I'm open to anything. But I believe that they were absolute, benevolent, beautiful, peaceful beings, and probably our protectors and guardians, maybe the watchers or Nephilim in the Bible. I don't know what category they are. No matter. They were beautiful, happy, loving, powerful, protective energies. That's the telepathic vibe that I got. So the only message that I received over and over was so much, we love you, you're doing great, we love you, you are doing great, we love you, over and over. And then this is the strange part, it's probably what, for a metaphor so that I can understand, they slide me a manila folder, those like file folders, they just file in the filing cabinet. They slide me a manila folder, and the telepathic, they're not moving their mouth, they're just like happy and loving and proud, and they say, spread love, you have a mission, and they push me the file folder. Now, you know what, I was always open-minded, and I would respect people that had stories like this, but did that mean that I would say, yeah, that's possible in my mind frame? No, I would be like, oh, I don't know, right? I would respect and be like, yeah, and probably. This, though, for me was so shocking and stunning because it was real, and I had to then again, just like when I saw the UFO, reassess, and I had to go through a dark night of the soul. It was during spiritual awakening. I had to reassess what exactly that was for. I felt a little bit, I guess, because of my self-worth, I had to build up and work on. I felt like that can't be. Why would they say you have a mission, and I think that since then, doing all kind of research and talking to mentors and people at MUFON, that is very common. I think that it's something that the light beings do from maybe the Galactic Council, maybe what, ever different, benevolent, kind, compassionate, caregiving beings are out there. I think that they do, instead of interfere in a jarring way, they come to different people. Perhaps that's what a part of this global awakening is about, and they let people know, little breadcrumbs all over, let people know that you have a mission to spread love. You can change. You're like an empath, right? They might pick out the empaths, I'm not saying that my aunt, uncle, and Jessica are not. I don't know if they would be like sensitive empaths. Definitely cue in on vibes, but as far as being an extra sponge, I'm not sure. But in any case, vulnerability, that is me, and this is me. If I do post this, that's me vulnerable, because I already have expressed the fact that it's hard for people to take me with all my 12 different dimensions of Shanny that there is, right? And just the things that I've gone through and had to learn the hard way. That it's better to keep it raw with things that you can, with people, instead of hide, So I just wanted to show this to you. This is something that, oh, my third eye is like buzzing. So I just wanted to show you guys, this is a true experience among many different experiences that, you know, have been mind-blowing, and I've come to love them now. They're beautiful. I feel very appreciative. I feel very grateful that I was given this opportunity. Sometimes it just soaks in, and I'm just like, oh, it's really cool. There's times, too, when the energy shift is so crazy and there's different alignments in the sky. I'm going, you know, I've whined before. Since 2017, a few times I've had just such a hard traumatic, you know, upsurge working on shadow work, or just things that I was realizing, and it was really coming down and just everything all at once. There's been times where I've been like, dude, I back out. Jesus, Holy Mary, Buddha, and God, everybody up there, Daddy, angels, this isn't for me. You know, and then, like, I swear, it lasts, like, shorter and shorter. I'll last, like, at the longest 30 seconds, and then be all, I'm sorry, never mind, because it gets rough, right? So, you know, that being said, I, for the most part, the baseline, the majority of the time, it's something that brings, like, this, like, happy smirk to my face. It's fascinating, it's lucky, it's beautiful. Life is beautiful, even with its crazy traumas. You do have those people along the way that illuminate your heart, whether it's your child, whether it's your soul family, whether it's your kindred spirit you just had met and clicked, whether it is your, you know, person that is described all of the traits to be a twin flame, and you just are bursting with, like, undeniable, like, why is my heart chakra expanding this much when I thought that I could handle everything and couldn't be surprised, right? Whew. When you go through spiritual awakening, expect the unexpected. You can be surprised as hell, like I was stunned. So I can't say enough about, I would explain it for a long time. I'm sure I've been on here for a while. I would explain it all day. I think it's fascinating how beautiful they looked and just how much calm, again, I felt protected, calm, you know, energy, and just like I was there and not a care in the world. And I don't think it was to do with anything like them putting me sedated. I truly felt like I was in the presence of angels, of some sort of divine being. So, I mean, since then I've done a lot of looking into it, and it's really neat to get different stories that kind of have something to do with who I saw. Like the Russian cosmonauts, you should Google that. Russian cosmonauts see angel beings outside their space shuttle. Fascinating. 2 different crews. The first crew got fired because they tried to admit the truth, and the second one saw the same thing, right? And they said it's because they were lack of oxygen. The Russians saw angels because lack of right? Just like the falsities that are going on, I won't go off right now. Whatever you choose, whether you choose to get vaccinated, not get vaccinated, you're okay and you're beautiful. You are beautiful, brilliant, and brave. You are powerful, beautiful, brilliant, my darling, and brave. And that is what Elise is. She's my guest for the Vulnerability 21 Spiritual Questions with Healing Elements, and I feel a release now. I feel good from getting that out. I think I will do just that. If this is saved, I will post it, because speaking your truth and being vulnerable is powerful. Being vulnerable and speaking your truth, even in lieu of the potential judgment, is beautiful. When you speak your truth based on just the truth and your authenticity, without any other motive for attention or anything else, just to touch someone else that might resonate, you're being brilliant. And to talk about all this stuff that a lot of us are talking about, especially what I just said today, that I am positive, 110% positive, that my therapy session was a real memory and I met beautiful light beings when I was 19. That's brave. It's brave. And And it's okay for me to say that about myself, because a long time ago I would be like, oh, cut that out. Why are you saying all these good things about yourself? Because we deserve it to say it to each other and for ourselves. Blessings, love, and light, guys, and drop me a comment. Tell me how I did.